Kikosi today. Thank you to the media for a very good attendance to our press conference. Let me first thank my Vice President for being available for this meeting, my staff, Mr. Casano, COO, Head of Marketing, Mrs. Tabitha, Nazma in the digital space, and thank you once more for being here. As you would know, the club has been, moving without a head coach. We've been having an interim coach in the past 4 or 5 matches, including the CAF Confederations Cup game we played in Egypt. And we took a decision as a club to, appoint a coach on a substantive basis, following our separation with the former coach Ernst Middendorp, who returned back to South Africa. And so a decision was made by the board to enlist a new coach so that we have clarity and direction in terms of moving forward. Singida is a big club competing in the Champions League or Confederations Cup. Now we have a challenge of doing better than last season in the local domestic league. So we had to make a decision that will give us direction and, in terms of how we move forward with the local calendar of football. We've not had a very good start, so we had to act decisively and with speed. So we had to, look into the market in terms of who can take the club forward. And fortunately, there was so much interest in the team or in this club, so many coaches sending resumes. I think on my own, I've got about 32 CVs. I don't know how many Kasano got. I don't know how many Mr. Kadutu got in his email, in his phone. So there was a lot of interest from all over the world in terms of the vacancy. So the team has decided, the club has decided to enlist the services of Mr. Ricardo Ferreira from Brazil, a well-experienced coach, almost 40 years in this enterprise, having coached in various African countries, Egypt, Ismaili, Sudan, both the big clubs in Sudan, Hilal and Al Merreikh. At some point, he was the second best coach in Africa. At some point, he was the best coach in Egypt. Very well experienced in terms of Champions League, Confederations Cup, exceptional results in Sudan last season. 13 games, 11 wins. So we decided to take a bold step and bring somebody that we think can, take us to the heights that Singida reached last year or even do better. Because, we are a very ambitious club. We cannot settle for anything less than position 4, Mr. Kadutu. We made an impression last season. We have to go back to the Champions League or the Confederations Cup. We now want to compete with the big giants of Tanzania. We don't want position 4. We don't want that position. So we had to make a bold decision, a bold step, and go as far as Brazil to get somebody with expertise. And I think he also has his brother, Deco. Deco is an assistant coach, very much advanced in terms of technology, analysis, match preparation. He's a young man, as you see him, also from Brazil. Sao Paulo?
São Paulo. They're from São Paulo. I'm from Rio de Janeiro.
This one is the coach is from Rio.
Copacabana Beach.
Yeah. So we are hoping that. So we are hoping that they will bring us not only their expertise but also the connections in that continent. The players, Singida is always looking at exploring, So in essence, what I'm trying to say is that we took a decision to bring a head coach because, there must be one center of power in every house. Even our households, there's always someone who makes a decision, and that person has to be somebody who can take the responsibility. So we will have Coach Ricardo Ferreira as the head coach, and he will be assisted by Coach Deco, and there's a local assistant coach, Tabo Sinong will continue with them as the other assistant coach, and nothing else changes. So, Mr. Kadutu, I think I've said a bit. I've taken your job. I think all you have to do now is to welcome your guests and shake hands with Mr. Ricardo and welcome him to Singida. And please let me know that this is Dar es Salaam. We are not in Singida. Singida is somewhere else. Yeah. Thank you so much.